All right, well, we're getting some friendly words from Hugo Chavez just out right now in the last couple of minutes, if you'll bear with me. The Venezuelan leader is saying that the U.S. proposal to put Venezuela on a terror list, well, ain't being received too favorably. And I quote, "Let them make that list and shove it in their pocket." So things seem to be going hunky-dory between us. In the meantime, taking off, United Airlines, and I'm not talking about the planes. The airline is hiking fares by up to $50 round trip. Continental matching the hike today, and American Airlines could be next. The airline's blaming a spike in fuel prices for the higher fares. Well, the Dow diving nearly 200 points on fears that Bear Stearns could go bust as customers demand cash. What happens to Bear Stearns amounting to a run on the investment bank? So how safe is your money? Let's ask the market pros, including Peter Schiff and Gary B. Smith. Peter, you've been worried for a while, right?
Oh, I have, and I don't think our money is safe at all. I mean, even if you manage to get your money back, look at what happened to the dollar again today. It's down 4% in the last 2 days against the Japanese yen. Look at the Swiss franc, worth more than $1. So even if you don't lose your money at a failed financial institution, and many of them are in danger of failure, even if you get your money back, what can you buy with it?
Okay, Gary, what do you make of that?
Well, what you can buy with it is the same kind of goods and services you could always buy.
No, you can't.
You know, what people should care about is if the real case is inflation. And we saw this morning inflation seems to be in check. And what inflation we do have is primarily due to the, I think, not bull market, but balloon market, bubble market we have in commodities these days. The other thing is, you know, Peter's point about the dollars, you know, we are generally, you know, a lot of industries are worldwide and an export industry, and it helps those industries. So,
but we're beyond that point, aren't we, Gary?
Gary,
you think we're beyond it?
Gary couldn't be more wrong here, though. You know, we're not in a bubble in these markets. These markets are the result of inflation. The government, the phony numbers that come out from the government when they report CPI, that's got nothing to do with inflation. These numbers are reverse engineered. They're not going to show any inflation the way they're calculated. The inflation is the $110 oil. It's $1,000 gold. This is the result of the inflation. And when the Federal Reserve is bailing out Bear Stearns, they're doing it by creating inflation. And so because Bear Stearns gets a bailout, people pay more for gas.
Well, I want to ask then, Peter, one question, because a lot of your theories seem to rest on this, the numbers being phony, or this conspiracy theory. You really think the thousands of people who put together the CPI numbers, you know, we've not heard one report of someone coming forth to the New York Times or Washington Post saying these numbers are phony. So where is this conspiracy you're talking about?
The conspiracy allegation, which is always leveled on me, is a straw man. I'm not saying anybody is fudging the numbers. What I'm saying is the methodology that they use, they're calculating it accurately, but because they have to hedonically adjust everything.
Guys, please, I beg you, stop. You're boring me.
So let me finish my point.
Stop. It's boring. I want to go. No, it's Peter. I'm telling you to stop because you're boring me and the nation. Here's what I think concerns people. They want to know: is it going to get worse?
It's going to get a lot.
Wait. Are we going to see other brokerage houses in similar disarray? And then, if they are, should we rescue them? Peter, you say no.
We can't rescue them. The Fed can simply create inflation and socialize the losses among the general population, among holders of dollars in this country and around the world. People need to get out. They don't. All
right. So, Gary, the argument is it's tough medicine, but let them go when this happens. What do you make of that?
Well, I think in general that's good. You know, I think what the Fed is worried about is obviously with the ripple effect with large financial institutions. You saw that with, my gosh, what was it now, 10 years ago with long-term capital management. They stepped in, arguably a hedge fund. A lot of people argued, you know, should just be allowed to fail. You saw it today with Bear Stearns, them engineering this bailout, if you will. I'm not in favor of it, you know, more of a libertarian point of view. But, you know, I think if it's going to have a big ripple effect, it's going to happen. And the fact is the Fed is going to do it. They've made that statement, and that's why I think the American consumer is in great shape. Look, the Fed's got our backs. Whether you think that's good or bad, the Fed has never failed in their mission.
Peter,
now, we
you're
might
not buying
inflation.
It, right?
They can't have our backs. The Fed has nothing but a printing press. All they can do is create money. They can't create purchasing power. This nation is going down the drain.
All right.
If people follow your advice, they're going to be broke, Gary.
I want to thank you. Fair and balanced. We had the rainbow, and then we had hell. So somewhere, your choice. All right. Well, just when you thought this whole do-over